Yo, what's that word, YouTube? It's me, OYG Lalo, and I'm here. We back, the Still Slippin podcast. My boy Baller Jones, and we got a special treat for y'all, man. We've already hit up a few fams. Now we have our first baller guest. Some of y'all love him. A lot of y'all hate him. Trapmoney, man. Y'all give it up for Trapmoney.
It is, man. Bang, bang, baller gang. 1527, man. Front yard ballers. OCB, Cavs, niggas know what time it is.
All right. Welcome to the podcast, man. We got you out here, finally touching down.
Yeah.
We're trying to get your perspective, man, on like what's going on in the street gang community. But first, some people may not be familiar with you, so give us a little rundown. The history, how you started, and what brought you to the baller team.
Yeah. Well, I've been playing GTA, feel me, since 2013. When I first got GTA 5, when I first started playing GTA, that was a long time ago, but I had already played San Andreas, and I beat the whole game by the time I came to GTA 5 or whatever. So when I first got on, 2013, I did my thing a little bit, you know what I'm saying? I was trying to start my own crew, whatever, and all of that. But I had this girl on my friend, and this girl, she was in FAMS. She was from Carson Ave families or whatever. So once I saw that, thinking to myself like, damn, she really a fam and shit. I'm thinking to myself, this is the original Carson Ave that had 1,000 members. This dude, Clear Warrior, was the fucking leader. So once I saw that, I said, damn, I wonder if I could start a baller set or whatever. So I'm like, all right, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna start the front yard ball. So I go on a social club, try to start front yard ballers, and it didn't let me do it. I'm like, fuck. So I'm thinking I'm the first person to ever think of, oh, what if we was ballers on here? I'm not knowing, so I get on social club, I look it up. That's all ball sets already made. Bunch of crews already got 1,000 members in it and all that. So back then on social club, if you looked up the word ballers or whatever, it's gonna show you the crews that had the most members. So I remember, I think the crew that had the most members at the time, it was a few of them, maybe about 12 of them. They all had 1,000 members. But the one that I saw that was the most active looking one was Rolling Heights, RSBL. So I joined Rolling Heights, RSBL or whatever. And in that crew, I didn't see a lot of, I was in auto aim too at the same time, but I didn't see a lot of activity or whatever going on. So I was the one, I had to be the one to, get on there and just, I was talking all kind of shit on social club, on our page. I would go to little fam crews, and I'll talk shit on their page. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Fuck y'all crew, all this. So I'm doing all that. I would get into the lobbies, and it's auto aim, so maybe this is why, but I get into the lobbies, and I remember my crew members' lobbies. And I remember I see my crew members in the lobby, I get on the mic, I'll be like, baller gang, ballers, all that shit. And nobody said nothing. And I was just like, damn, this shit is turned down. Like, what the hell's going on? I'm like, what the hell? So, yeah, I'm about to do my thing or whatever on social club. So all you see a bunch of me all over the place. So one time, this guy, I guess he was checking out social club and looking at the pages, And he told me, hey, come to my lobby. Add me up, come to my lobby. His name was Napalm. So this is probably a month in of me being a baller or whatever. So I really only ran into like 3 fams at that time until I met Napalm or baller at the time though. So I get to his lobby, and when I got to his lobby, that's when I met South Gan ballers, Brow Jab ballers. I know people try to say Bro Jab for that new crew, but back then it was a crew called Brow Jab ballers. That's how they said it, Brow Jab. I still call it Brow Jab. Me, it's Brow Jab. But anyways, so I met these dudes. So at the time, that's when it was. I couldn't lock in. I couldn't lock on my targets or whatever. And I was like, why I can't lock on my targets? And they said, oh, this is free aim. I'm like, free aim? He said, it's a whole another type of lobby. I'm like, why y'all doing this though? And they was like, oh, this is where the real crews are. So I'm like, oh, for sure. All right. So that's when I got introduced to free aim. And yeah, that's how I started, man. It was all 2013. And the rest kind of history, because everybody know what I've been doing since then. But that's how I started.
All right. So you came in, you jumped into GTA with the mindset straight out the gate to be baller gang on the purple team. All right.
Yeah,
I'm
everybody
familiar.
was, people was fams. I didn't understand why people would join fams. Like I already played at CJ. I wore the green all of the CJ. I played at Franklin. I always wore my green. I was tired of wearing green, tired of doing all that. I said, man, let me see what's like being a baller. And that's why I've been a baller, and I've been a baller since, because I want the other side perspective or whatever. I don't know why GTA didn't make Franklin a baller so we can see the other side, but that's why I became a baller. And I can't do the green. I don't like wearing green. I wore too much green at CJ for too long. That's why I came in as a baller.
All right. Yeah, I'm familiar with what you was talking about, the Carson Nav. I remember a lot of those crews. They had like max participants. Most of them were like just fans, really. They were in the crews, but weren't really, putting in no work or nothing like that.
A lot of them didn't know they was fams or something. But back then they had a lot of members. That's what I noticed about a lot of them 1,000-member crews. They had a lot of members, but at the same time, half of them didn't even know that they was fams and ballers. They was wearing like suits and shit, and they wasn't even banged out at all. So I'm like, yeah, these is random people, bro.
Yeah. That's definitely a fact, man.
Once I got to free aim, the crews were smaller, but everybody knew what was going on. We was all gang banging and all that shit. But on us, back then, and people don't want to talk about this. Back then, a lot of people would be in different crews, so they wouldn't just be a baller in this one crew, like kind of how it is now. No, be either in 5 different baller sets, or they'll be in 2 baller sets, 3 Crip sets, or they'll be in 1 fam set, 4 blood sets. Because back then, a lot of the people, they just automatically was Crip. So you have your baller tag, and then you have a bunch of Crip tags, and then you'll switch between them every other day. Everybody was doing that but me. So when I got there, I was wearing all this purple, and they introduced me to all these ballers, South Gang and Brow Jab, and half the dudes that day, I remember that day, half the dudes that day was wearing their Crip tags. So I remember them dudes saying, oh yeah, we about to do a video, it's gonna be ballers Crips, and I ain't gonna say my name back then because I used to use my real name when I first got on there. But they was like, you gonna be the baller and we all gonna be the Crips. This is goofy as hell, bro. So even though people try to give these crews a whole lot of respect, they was doing goofy shit back then that people just don't talk about or whatever. So we gotta bring that shit to the light, honestly, because a lot of them was even talking shit about me. They would look at the garage, see all purple cars, and be like, "What the hell is this? Why you doing all you overdoing it, doing all this and that?" I used to be like, "Man, what the hell? What's up with the homies? Like, they talking to me crazy." And there were a lot of them was squeakers at the same time though, so I had to think about that too. But Napalm, the one that brought me around, he wasn't a squeaker. He knew back. He was talking about. I asked him what said he, and he's talking about Fuzz Lane Mafia. What the fuck, Fuzz Lane Mafia? So they was doing a lot of that goofy shit, and the fams too. They was bloods. A lot of the fams was bloods at the same time. So it was a lot of that going on. But it was 2013, so I ain't even going. You know what I'm saying? Judge people too tough because everybody was still trying to find out their footing or whatever. But that's how it started out. People don't mention that, but that's how it started out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
and
was before the
like I said,
time.
I know you speaking on facts, man, because I remember they ended up having Fudge Lane Mafia ballers too at one point. They were wearing like brown and purple or some shit. And then the Fams and Bloods used to be cool. And then they started beefing, whatever. That's when we had. I think I mentioned it in another video, but we started beefing with Suwu Nation on PlayStation. That was like 2014 and shit. But yeah, it was a lot of goofy shit going on back then. But yeah, that's an interesting perspective, man. Because I know people asked me before but you already cleared it up that you had a different name back then. 'Cause I was like, I didn't remember a Trapmoney until like PS4, but the names and crews you mentioned, and definitely feeling the missing piece of that puzzle. Like I was like, I never seen it, but if you weren't Trapmoney at that time, then obviously I'm not gonna see you. You know what I'm saying? And then two, the lobbies were super small back then. You can only have like 15 people, I think, in the beginning in the session. It wasn't the 30 lobbies yet.
Yeah, I had two different names before Trap Money. Trap Money came with PS4. At first, I was using like I said, my real name and shit. I wasn't using like my last name or nothing, but it'd be my first name and then another name after. They gonna say what it was, but let's say my name was Ricky. Then my name would be like Ricky Blicky. Now when they was killing me on and shit, my name wasn't Ricky Blicky, but I'm just giving an example. But when they killing me and shit, and they say my real name and shit on fucking pictures, I ain't like that. So I changed my name. I started calling myself something else in 2014. So I was using my real name in 2013 and 2014. You know what I'm saying? I was Nick Pimp or Fufu's Pimp. Depends what time of 2014 you're talking about. But that's where I was at that time in 2014. But when 2015 came, I think it was around Christmas, that's when PS4 came out. And that's when I came back on some Trap Money shit or whatever. Which got a whole story behind that too, but because I fell out with the ball for a minute and I just was leaving the shit alone, I was leaving the gang community alone. Then with that was like August 2014. So I left the shit alone for like 3 months, 4 months. But then like when December came, I was like, you know what, I'm finna do my baller shit again or whatever. But here's what happened. The ballers had completely died off. Like I said, the homies was weird. The homies was on some weird shit, little speakers, talking shit all the time. They like to fight each other all the time, and there were no fams around at that time in free game. That's another thing people don't talk about. There was no fams around in 2013 in free game like that. It was Rolling Zigzags, Kareem and them, but they was in auto most of the time. You had OG Walters, who was from Grove Street. He was doing his thing, but he was mostly in TDMs all the time. But when you got into a public lobby, we could not find fams like that. That's why a lot of dudes was doing blood stuff, because half the time you're not finding no fams. Now ballers, it was a lot of us. Maybe this is just who was added to my friend list, but to me it seemed like it was a lot of ballers and there was no fams. So I remember once I had like chilled out with it for a minute, because I was getting into it with them. Once I chilled out for a minute, I realized like it's a lot of fans all of a sudden in free game towards the end of 2014. And I remember there was a crew out at that time called D-Fam, not Eclipse's D-Fam, but it was Davis Families. And Davis Families, I ain't even gonna lie, was one of the best family crews, if you ask me. They had this dude, I think their leader was named Savage. They had this girl, Renzo Kills. They was getting shit popping. And I was like, oh, this is a real fucking crew here. I'm about to come back
was
and
that
I'm gonna beef with
a guy
them.
called Ken's or something? Ken's.
I think Ken's was
Ken's
more
is a whole
so from
different dude.
CGF.
Right.
Ken's is a whole different dude. He started DNF after we had a little beef with Ken's for a little bit, because I was with that Davis Avenue fan, D-Fam.
Yeah, that D-Fam was popping. That's the first D-Fam I ever heard of before Eclipse them. I know Eclipse probably made his crew before them, but they was like a small crew, but they was really popping on free game or whatever.
Yeah, I think that's the first. That was the first. I remember that was my first time ever seeing you. I remember I was in the session. We was in a session, and because me and that crew was cool, right? We was in the session, and I remember I think you pulled up. You was by yourself or something, and people were like, "Man, who is that?" You was a baller, but at that time, ballers had died out. It was like when everybody was going to from PS3 to PS4. There really wasn't no ballers.
Now you talking about?
Except for I think around that time, I think you showed up, and then what's the nigga? Baby J from Main Street Ballers. Them was like the only two baller crews that was around at the time. The Cabs and Baby J. But yeah, I think in the beginning, a lot of fans were still in auto aim. To be honest, 'cause I didn't come to free aim until like mid 2014 or something like that.
Yeah, the only fams I had to beef with at that time was Forum Drive fams, and that was Kareem and Zigzags and their little crew that they had at the time. They was in auto aim. So yeah, so we didn't have a lot of fams until 2014 came, like the second half of 2014. Then fams started getting deep, and the ballers started dying out. And that's when I was like, "What the hell is going on? Why is the ballers dying out? I gotta bring the ballers back." Then I saw D fam was going down, so I was like, "All right, I'm finna beef with these dudes right here." So that's when I changed my name to Trapmoney. So I got the PS4, became Trapmoney, and that's when I started doing all kind of shit with the Trapmoney shit like that or whatever. And then I said I'm gonna do my rapping shit and start making GTA songs and shit. That's what really got me to come back. I said, I know I'm gonna do some different shit this time. I'm gonna do all that.
Let me cut you right here. We're gonna jump in. Because I want to get you to go to like a certain point. So like you got on, you jumped on PS4, right? And then obviously you wasn't with those other crews. So that's just start from like how you became Cabs, and then you ended up. I know you ended up creating your own front yard eventually. So yeah, we can pick up right there. So like the 2014
when I came back. Right. So when I came back, I remember the first thing I said I was gonna do was I'm gonna make my own baller set instead of like being like Rolling Heights or some shit like that. So I came back and I had made this little crew. It was just me by myself, but it was like called 69th Street Ballers or whatever, because it had like the 69th Street graffiti and shit on the wall. So I was like, I'm gonna make a 69th Street Ballers. I made that shit. But then one time I was on Covenant Ave. I'm on Covenant Ave, I'm chilling on Covenant Ave, and I'm like, damn, it should be a Covenant Ave Ballers or whatever. Still not really thinking like somebody already made it. So I said, I'm gonna make Covenant Ave Ballers. It's gonna be tag, gonna be CAB. So I go try to make it, can't make it. So I'm like, damn. So I'm looking, I find the crew. They got 400 members in it. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm way too late with that. This is already a 400 member deep crew. So I look on the crew, and the dude who's the leader, I don't know who the original leader was, because the dude that was the leader at the time, his name was Neff Star. And Neff Star got on the crew page, and he was like, damn, leader now? That's what's up, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, dude don't even know he the leader. He didn't even know he was a leader. And his tag ain't even on. He's the leader, and his tag is not on. So I'm just like, you know what I'm gonna do? So I hit Neff Star up. I said, hey, yo, what's up, bro? Hey, make me the leader of the crew, blah, blah, blah. And I'm talking to him for a minute. And he's like, all right, for sure. He was at some Australian crew. He was some dude from Australia. So he didn't give a shit about the crew. I knew he didn't care because he didn't even know he was a leader. So I'm like, so next thing you know, he's the leader of the crew. So now I'm fresh, new. I got a cool name. Nobody really knows me. I got a new crew. We got 400 people in it. Like, this is a big deal. And at the time, like I was really hard. I knew who everybody was, but I didn't know who Trapmoney was yet. So it was, I had this whole thing where I came back and I would like smoke people. I would smoke the big names, and then I'll just get out the lobby. I'll disappear. I'll come through, smoke you, take your picture, and disappear. I kept doing that to a gang of people. So as I'm doing that, everybody's like, I'm posting everybody's picture, and nobody could kill me. Like, who is Trapmoney? Who is Trapmoney? He keeps killing us. Yeah. He talks shit on the pictures, and we can't kill him. And I thought it was the most hilarious shit, but it was also making me like real known, real fast. He got this big ass crew and all this and all that. And this is all early 2015. So like, damn, he got this big ass crew and he killing everybody and this, and we can't get to him. We can't catch him. That was like the big Trapmoney thing at that time. That's how I really made a name in the shit. That's why a lot of people didn't start out not liking me at all or whatever. So at the time,
I just want to say, man, hold that thought, man. Hold that thought. I just want to jump in, man. because that was the first time like I saw Trapmoney, because he was known for his social club pictures with the big fonts on the screen, you know, with purple writing, you know, saying he just killed someone, whatever, and like basically the font was bigger than the picture. Do you know what I mean? So you could read the message, you know, and that was the first heard of money, and that's when we tried to click up with him or kind of thing because of his his social club personality. That was I didn't meet that money through the lobbies and shit. It was through the social club.
Right. Right. And I did that on purpose. I made sure that all the names was real big. It was all really to promote what I had going on, you know what I'm saying? So that's when I started doing that. And everybody was taking notice. It was like the talk of social club at the time. So I remember at the time, Rolling Heights, RSBL, had a crew leader named Savage. And Savage, he thought he was a kid of ballers. Like, he had RSBL, it was 1,000 members in the crew and all this and all that. So I remember he had a big ass ego. So one time he took a picture and posted it on Social Club, and he was throwing up the C. So while he's throwing up the C, I'm thinking to myself, man, that's what we gonna do for Covenant Ave or whatever. And he's on there talking to people like, why you throwing up the C? He was like, oh, because ballers is Crips. I'm telling you, this was the mindset back then. Oh, ballers are Crips, so we throw up this and this and that. So I got under his comment and I said, yo, ballers is not Crips. You throwing up a C, that's for Cavs, that's for Covenant Ave. That's for that over here. He's like, no. It stands for Crip. I don't know what this dude's talking about. So me and Savage started beefing. So honestly, before that, I don't even remember a baller on baller beef before that. But me and Savage started beefing, and we started beefing hard. Started catching him in the lobby. Started shooting at Rolling Heights at that time. And mind you, I really got on Rolling Heights and none of that. It was just me and Savage, as far as I was concerned. But it turned into some whole other shit. So yeah, that's how that had happened.
Yeah, for sure, man. I remember that was the leader, what's his name, the Savage dude or whatever from RSBL. I mentioned them in the top 5 videos. They were pretty deep. They had back then. It was hard to keep a track of so many people though, because you would have people in the crew. Some of them didn't know what they were doing. Some of them didn't know, like you said, they didn't know that they were actual ballers, and then some of them that were. But yeah, so all right, at this point, bam, you making a name for yourself amongst the ballers, amongst the fams. But I would say, you know, because I know that our history, people like, man, Laylo, you're not gonna say nothing. I will give you your props on and confirm that up until you came back, like I said, the only other baller leader that I can remember was Baby J, but his crew was kind of small and pretty goofy. It was mainly him that was like out there trying to get it cracking. But I mean, if it wasn't for you bringing Cavs in Front Yard, I think that triggered, that blew up the whole fan baller war again on PS4. And I think that was like October of like 2015, I think. But yeah, other than that, because like I said, before that, we were fighting random crews. We was fighting Dark Souls Nation, Jamestown, you know, the Sioux Nation. We didn't really have no ballers to fight until Front Yard and Cavs showed back up on the scene. So yeah, and that was, you know, that was all due to Trapmoney.
Yeah, with Front Yard, because we was doing our Cavs shit, you know what I'm saying? We was doing our shit heavy. I remember I met Jones around that time, and I met E around that time. So once the three of us got together, shit was a wrap after that. Because I had a few members in Cavs or whatever before that. I had my boy, shout out to Hurricane, my boy Philly, a couple other homies. We was doing our shit or whatever. But when Jones came and E came, the shit really went to the next level because everybody had something to bring to the table. You feel me? Everybody wasn't just following; they was leaders on their own accord, and they was doing their thing. So we all had, you know what I'm saying, the things that made us stand out. So we all got together, and the shit was crazy. But what ended up happening was, I met this dude, Dope Loaster. I remember Dope Loaster from YouTube or whatever, put out videos. He was like a Crip dude or whatever. So was like on some legendary shit back then. He used to have all these crews or whatever. He was like a modder or whatever. So Dope Loaster had this big ass crew, I think it was called Gannav Crip or whatever, some shit like that. So I knew him from that. So he came to PlayStation one day. So I met him over there. We met up. We was cool, whatever. Now the thing about Dope Losa is, one time I seen Dope Losa had the Rolling 60s Crips on Social Club. It wasn't no extra words, no extra weird characters. It was literally the words Rolling 60s Crips wrote perfectly on Social Club. He's a leader of it. I'm thinking to myself, how dope Los to have that crew? Like, you know, somebody made Rolling 60s Crips already. How do you have the Rolling 60s Crips on Social Club? And what I didn't understand is that Dope Losa was a modder, so he knew how to hack into people's shit. So he hacked into somebody's account. He took their account from them. He took their crew. He made himself the leader of their crew, kicked them out the crew. So whoever made Front Yard made it in 2012, and the tag was FYBA. And I always wanted that crew. I always go to Social Club and look at that crew like, damn, it was only one person in it. He never added anybody to it. It was just a ghost crew. Like, nobody was in it. It was a waste of the name. I was like, damn, man, I wish I could have a Front Yard crew. That's the crew I always wanted. So Dope Losa, one day I go on Dope Losa page. At this point, he's a baller and shit. He hanging with us. He hanging with me and E. And he hanging with us. This is around the time of the, like he was saying, like August 2015. It was around the time of the Lowrider DLC. So Dope Losa was hanging with us. And then all of a sudden, one day I look at his page and he's a leader of Front Yard Plus, FYBA. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? I remember hitting up Dope Losa, and Dope Losa knew me. He knew me for doing all this. He knew me that I was like overboard with all this ball shit. But I asked Dope Losa one day, I'm like, bro, how did you get Front Yard Ballers, bro? I always wanted that crew. How did you do that? He was like, bro, you be doing this baller shit all the time or whatever. Everybody know you for being this turned up baller. He was like, man, I'll do that. I'm like, what? Like, he's like, yeah, for practically nothing. You know what I'm saying? So he gave me the fucking crew. So once I got Front Yard, I said, okay, I now got the crew I always wanted or whatever. I could have left the tag, the 2012 tag on there, but it said FYBA. I didn't like the tag. Deleted it, and I made a new version with the FYBG. I think we made that in August 1st, 2015 or whatever. So that's when I got Front Yard. And when I got Front Yard, I just couldn't turn back. No, when I came into the game in 2013, I wanted Front Yard Ballers. And now I finally have Front Yard Ballers. We was doing our thing with Cavs, and I really love Covenant Ave. When I got Front Yard, it was no looking back after that. So that's turned me up too.
Dang, man, that's a crazy. I don't think nobody else got a story like that as far as getting the crews. But I know a lot of crews being, gate kept or whatever. You know, they say they gatekeeping crews and a bunch of members, but the leader not active. So you have to come up with other ways. But I didn't never know that was possible. So like hacking into somebody's shit, but damn.
Yeah, you can't do it now. You try to hack into somebody's shit now, GTA ban your ass. But yeah. I don't know how he did it back then, but he did it.
About to say something, Jones?
That's why I'm the leader of Front Yard. A lot of people are haters and shit. They mad. How did he get Front Yard? That's how I got Front Yard. People saying, oh, he purchased this, he purchased cabs, shut your stupid asses up. Because don't know the half of the fucking story. E be telling some dumbass shit because I told E certain shit. But the rest of y'all niggas don't know what the hell I was even talking. E don't even know what the hell I was talking about. I got those crews because I earned those fucking crews. I got those crews. Everybody seen I was turned the fuck up and really putting on for this baller shit. That's how I got those crews.
Yeah, I've never heard like anything about you gaining access to them like illegitimately or whatever. Nah. I've never heard
Jay tries to, Eastside Jay tries to say that. I have to clear that up.
Yeah. So, what do you want to mention 1527? Or do you want to talk about the meaning of the name, or do you want to keep that under wraps? Because when we were talking about it originally back in 2016, the idea was that we weren't supposed to talk about it because other people would then try and infiltrate if they knew what it meant, kind of thing.
Yeah, back then, see, what happened with 1527? So, I really fuck with this baller shit heavy, right? So, I pretty much studied the ballers. Like, I studied everything that they did, everything they said, whatever like that. I really tried to ingrain myself into the baller culture and shit like that. So, I be in the hood with the ballers. A lot of times they'll say 1527. So I'm trying to figure out. GTA never really said what 1527 meant. They just got the ballers saying 1527. I'm like, damn, what 1527 mean? So then I figured out. They also say OBG all the time. So then I put it all together. I'm like, okay, the 15 is for the O. 15th letter of the alphabet is O. The B is for the 2 is for the B, second letter of the alphabet. And the 7 is for the G, 7th letter of the alphabet. I was like, okay, 1527 is OBG. OBG is original baller gangs. So 1527 is just saying original baller gangs. That's all the original sets that were created by Rockstar, like Eastside Ballers, Covenant Ave Ballers, and South Rancho Ballers. Now, I took it a step further, and let's say we're gonna talk about original baller sets. We're gonna bring up the original baller sets, like Front Yard Ballers, KTB, and Rolling Heights Ballers. That's 1527. The original 1527 is for original baller sets. That's where that comes from. So if you're off-brand, if you made your set, whatever you want to call it, 10th Street Ballers, 12th Street Ball, whatever you want to call it, that's cool. But you off-brand, you're not 1527. Now the thing about 1527 is, it's really like a card. That's what it's supposed to be. But as we fall out with people over dumb shit, everybody don't claim 1527 like that. It's just really OCB and FYB that claim 1527 at this point. But really, everybody that's original baller set is 1527. It's just another way of saying original ballers, you know what I'm saying? The OG baller sets, the real baller sets, if you ask me. If I was a fam, it's like people running around talking about, oh, Trapmoney's a fam on a different account. Bullshit. Because if I was a fam, the fans would have had their shit way more together than how the fuck they have it. I don't understand how there's no Seville Boulevard.
The fams don't, but see, the fams don't fuck with
Temple
that.
Drive families.
So the fams don't fuck with all that old stuff though. That shit don't matter in this universe for us. That's been a baller thing.
The fams barely fuck with the new shit. The fams, it's not even a Carson Ave like that for real. The only Carson Ave we have is the old Carson Ave that nobody ever really repped, and the new shit that got out was really just four guys.
I'm gonna tell you why the fams. I'll tell you why the fams don't fuck with Carson Ave, because I had a Carson Ave too.
And tell me about DNFG too. DNFG too. They don't make that. They make DFAM. They won't make a DNFG to save their life. Fams suck, low key. But tell me about the fam culture and why they don't embrace that culture.
The Carson Ave thing, right? Because I had a Carson Ave on my Westside Menace account. And so I tried to give it away because I pushed Davis. So I'm trying to give it to other fams. They didn't want it because Carson Ave and CGF beef. So in their minds, they thought if they took on Carson Ave, the other fams was gonna beef with them. But there's a Carson Ave active right now that I know of. Voon, Tiny,
Tiny Vaughn and them. Yeah. That's the only Carson Ave that there is, and that don't even count because they not even in the streets like that. They on Instagram trolling people all day, but they not really in the streets. Well, I never could understand how come, and that took years. It took them to like 2021 to even make that shit. So how is it that this game could be out for 7-8 years and there's not one Carson Ave that's active in the streets? Yeah, you did try to make yours. I remember you had the CA tag on it.
Yeah. I tried to. I couldn't give it to no other fams though. Nobody would take it because, like I said, they thought CGF was gonna beef with it.
Yeah, like CGF, somebody, man, fuck CGF. So you had that going, but you still wanted WDFG. That's why I never understood. Like, fams never really embrace their sets at all. Like, they don't do that at all. They either want to make an off-brand set or they just want to try to CGF in different type of ways.
Yeah, but
ballers, we ain't doing no shit like that. We gonna make sure.
The ballers, y'all got a bunch of off-brand baller sets too, though. A bunch. Fudge Lane.
Yeah, we make off-brand baller shit, but not us.
Baller Stone.
1527 don't do that shit.
All that shit. 69. There's a bunch on, but I mean, that's other people's issues, man. I can't speak for all fans. I chose my crew because I didn't want nothing affiliated with the NH, so that's why I chose what I chose. I don't know. I can't speak for nobody else.
You chose. Yeah,
I can't speak for nobody else. I chose off-brand. I push a DNFG right now, but I'm not even in the mindset of recruiting because I don't have that desire to do that shit no more. But
that's what I'm saying. I understand it.
I'm
What
on the
happened with
PC.
Seville?
You know what I'm
Why was
saying?
there no Seville?
I'm trying to get Jones to come. I'm Seville on PC. I'm Seville on the 5M. You know what I'm saying? So
That's cool, but I've never seen it on console in my life,
nah.
and I've never seen Temple Drive. But they won't make a Temple Drive because they think, oh, TDB this, TDB that. Fuck TDB. If I was a fam, if a fam like y'all say, I'd be leader of Temple Drive families because that shit is ridiculous. How nobody ever made a Temple Drive families, but every other minute you got a Grove Street family. Every other there's no Street no more. Knock that shit off. But nobody want to claim Temple Drive. Knock them niggas to that spot. Like get them
But
the fuck out of here.
that
They get
same
too much. They
argument
get
though.
too much rep.
There's no Temple Drive in this game, so it don't even matter. Just like there's no Idlewood in this game. It's Strawberry. Front yard not from
That's cool.
From Idlewood. They're not from Strawberry.
You
from
can put
Idlewood.
front yard wherever you want to put front yard. It don't got to be in Idlewood. You can put front yard wherever you want to, because it's
But
not
I'm saying you questioning about Seville. There's no Seville in this current Los Santos. So what's the point of making
it? If it was me, Seville would have been by the beach, just like it is on San Andreas. Just put it somewhere by the beach. Call it Seville. There's no 60th Street. But for some reason, everybody want to make a rolling 60s on here, right? There's no 40. There's no 40 nothing. But everybody want to make a rolling 40 this, rolling 40 that. You know, niggas just make shit up and put shit where they want to put that shit.
So let's touch on. I'm gonna go down and tag this route, man. So because I don't want to get too long, bro. Let me see.
Yeah, it's like.
All right. So what's your standpoint, Trapmoney, on like tactics, man? The shit people doing, because you're active right now, right? Or no?
Yeah, I'm active.
So what's your current take on like the SGC as a whole and the play style that people are using that you would say, you know, to the people out there that's in the SGC that they should stop doing or they should start doing, if you could?
People need to keep this shit realistic. People need to stop with the nerd shit. People need to stop being TDM heads, because that's what this game is right now. There's a bunch of TDM heads, a bunch of dorks running around trying to act like they super tough. You know what I'm saying? They get in these lobbies, they put on this face paint, they put on rebreathers, and all kind. They've been doing this shit. So I ain't saying nothing new right now. You already know about the tactics with the corner shooting, with the bombs, with the BST. All right, whatever. People do whatever they can just to win. It's all about getting a W at the end of the day. Nobody want to take an L. Nobody can take their L. Think about us, we used to take our L's. It is what it is. You're going to win some, you're going to lose some. I'm not going to sit there and cheat, though, and run around claiming some glory that I never earned in real life. You got people running around here, you know what I'm saying? They use all kind of cheats or whatever. However they do it. I'm not a nerd, so I don't know how you get those cheats. Just aiming cheats they got, aimbot, whatever, all this shit. All that shit is out. Anybody doing that shit, you a fake, you a phony, you're not for real like that. I have no respect for you. Now, if you just I ain't even gonna say shooting whatever gun, but let's say you shooting an automatic shotty, I really don't even care no more. You know, do your thing. But for us, my set, we like to shoot the ARs and the pistols. Maybe a shotgun, a regular shotgun. But you know, the shit got so bad that then we got me pulling out my auto shotty, because you're not finna just be doing me like that all crazy in the streets. One thing I'll ever do is I'll never blow your ass up, and I'll never use no BST to kill people and shit like that. It's not going down. So it's a whole lot of that started years ago, and it won't go nowhere because everybody just want to get their W, bro. That's all I want to do. Everybody want to play like some dorks. Everybody want to play like they in the TDM. These are street gang crews. That's really what the status is right now. This shit just went TDM and it won't come back to being in the streets. We used to really do this shit in the street like it was real life. We used to really pull up on people and pull drive-bys. You can't pull a drive-by on nobody now. You pull a drive-by on somebody now, they're gonna pull out an RPG and blow your ass up. And that shit is lame. That's not good for the content. And that's why the community can't elevate to where it needs to be. This shit could have been really off the chain. We really could have had the street gang community so lit that all of our Instagrams would have just been popping. All of our YouTubes would have been popping by this point. We really should be on another level, way higher level. But you got these nerds who always, they just want to win. They just want to win so they can impress the little GTA boys on this game. It's like, bro, keep this shit real. Keep this shit authentic. Keep this shit. If we just do it to the point where it's kind of realistic, I got no complaints. But anything that's not realistic, I'm not down with that shit, bro. That shit is whack. That shit is out.
Yeah, I don't think we can have enough people reiterating that message on the podcast. How to keep it real and shit.
Yeah, and the crew hopping too. You can't crew hop from gang to gang in real life. People who try to talk shit, oh, that's not valid. Y'all talking about, you try to bring that shit my way, you talking about somebody that's been in the same set forever, bruh. So that's another thing. All this crew hopping. You want to be this today. You want to be that tomorrow. You want to switch colors every 5 seconds. That shit is out too. In real life, you would have got your ass smoked for doing some shit like that. Hood hopping and all that like that. People really got smoked for that. That's another thing. If we could, and everybody making new sets every 5 minutes. If we could have the same sets, bro. That was my whole vision in the beginning. Was everybody just rep the original games that GTA made. And then those crews could all be bigger and bigger. If you want to be a baller and you just go join a baller set that's already established, it makes that set bigger. Now, if everybody did that, these sets would be, this community would be off the chain. But we can't have that because everybody got an ego and they want to start their own set. They're not even leaders for real. They just some goofy ass, immature ass kids want to do what they want to do. Now that's cool, y'all want to do that, but y'all gonna water down the game every time when y'all do that. You gonna make a new crew. This crew got something going. They got they going. You know what I'm saying? They got some momentum going, and you just gonna leave the crew and start another crew because it's Tuesday. You just doing it because it's Tuesday. That's another issue in the SEC.
With the original gangs, like families or ballers, the official sets, you've got like say 7 of them all together. There's no egos involved because this is not a crew someone created, some guy or some kid created, a crew the GTA created. So the leaders are not people, being controlled by their egos. They're just running the gang that Rockstar created. They're helping to. It could be a new leader the next week or whatever, but at this time it's a certain person. And so why not why not join that crew instead of joining someone's made up gang that they created out of their own visions, grand illusions, what's the word I'm looking for? What's another word I'm looking for is illusions of grandeur that people have when they're making these gangs up. West Death Row Ballers, Ballerstone Villains, Bruges Avenue. It's all bullshit.
Right. And if we could stick to those original sets, it should be off the chain. All those sets will get stronger and stronger. It won't matter if 3 people left one day or 4 people left another day. These crews got hundreds and hundreds of members. That's how it works in the streets for real. That's how it works here in real life. And that's why you have established sets in real life. But if everybody just want to keep switching up and now we're going to do this and now we're going to do that, we all just gonna be starting from the beginning over and over again. We're gonna be starting from scratch over and over again. That's why people like Front Yard, because they know we're not going nowhere. People like Cavs, and Cavs has that name, and Cavs has that status because it's not going nowhere. And that's the whole point. People see that, they want to join that. People hit me up all the time still trying to join, and oh man, let me hang with you. They want to hang with me because they know I'm not going nowhere. They know I'm gonna be a baller to the day I drop from this earth in real life. So it's like, all right, if everybody does that, then we can go somewhere. But we ain't gonna go nowhere if everybody just keeps flip-flopping around like that. That's the whole point that I be trying to make to people for years.
From the beginning, we were saying that.
Yeah. It's not the weapons, it's not the play styles. The main issue with the SEC is crew hopping and egos. That's the main issue. Everybody just can't take an L. You're gonna take an L in these streets, man. Ain't nobody Superman out here.
Damn, so y'all done heard it, man. Y'all done heard it from Sam's perspective. And now y'all hearing it from a baller's perspective. And the message is the same, man. Cut out the goofy shit. Cut out all the BST usage, and you know, clean your nose up. Stop using that shit. Play legit. Take the silly shit off your character, man. Get some street clothes and bang it out. Or if you don't want to do that, go officially be a TDM crew and be in that community. But you can't. I think we brought it up in the off brands episode. You can't be mad if somebody don't want to engage you. If they in a street gang, if they ballers or fams, and you trying to beef with them, and you look like a goofy, they may not feel like they should beef with you because you're gonna fuck up their videos wearing all that goofy shit, man. So clean it up, bro.
Yeah.
Like, and I'll say, man, Jones been trying to tell me like multiple days. He like, man, Laylo, you and Trapmoney kind of have a similar mindset. And sitting up here listening to him say a lot of shit that I agree with. I ain't know, you know, it's like crazy. You know, I'm like, damn, I was thinking the same shit. You know, because I tried to lead myself. I never wore no rebreathers and shit like that. I tried to have a regular looking dude other than the joggers and shit, but that came later. You know, but this was a good episode, man. This is the perspective of your favorite baller, Trapmoney, man. If you don't like what he said or you agree with him, let us know in the comments, man. He'll check it out. He might respond to you, he might not. But either way, oh yeah, we did want to see, you got any social media where people can find you, Trapmoney, if they want to tap in with you?
Yeah, you can tap in with me on Instagram. My Instagram is FUCCFROGS. And if y'all niggas want to catch me in these GTA streets, that's not hard to do. My name is Trapmoney _. You know what time it is with me.
Yo, so Trapmoney, is there any memorable moments you want to explain, you want to talk about that happened over the years in GTA that you think people need to know about?
All right, I got one moment. That was my favorite GTA moment of all time, and it was actually some legendary shit that nobody really knows about. But I'll talk about it right here, right now, on this exclusive Still Slippin podcast. Now, in 2015, like I said before, me and Savage, we had a real big issue or whatever. And he was the leader of RSBL. Now, if you notice today, Savage is not the leader of RSBL anymore. So, RSBL also, like I mentioned earlier, had 1,000 members in it. Now, 2015, Cavs had 400 members in it, and RSBL had 1,000 members in it. So I remember Savage thought he was the top baller of all time, and nobody could tell him nothing. He made all his rules because he had 1,000 members. I said all the time, it's only because he got 1,000 members, he thinks he's above me, but thinks he's doing something when I'm out here putting in work every day. So I said, you know what? I think I know what I'm gonna do. So Savage had a commissioner. His name was Mott's. I knew Mott's. Mott's was my boy. But then Mott's, once me and Savage started beefing, Mott's took Savage's side. Because, you know, he's the commissioner of Rolling Heights, like whatever. But they were talking shit in the comments, and he didn't know I saw that, but I saw that. So one day, I noticed that Mott's had left Rolling Heights. And I'm like, damn, what Mott's leave Rolling Heights for? He was a commissioner of Rolling Heights. So I'm like, you know what I do? I made a page, and y'all might think I'm a snake. I don't care. I made a page on Social Club, and I named the page Mott's, and I used the avatar that Mott's used. So I went back to Savage with this account, and I said, hey, Savage, I left the crew to make a new page. This is my new page. Can you put me back as a commissioner? Savage was like, oh, hell yeah, bro. So he puts me as a commissioner of Rolling Heights Ballers. He don't know. His commissioner is Trapmoney. So there was 2 other commissioners. So they had 1,000 members, like I said. I spent the rest of that night kicking every single person out of RSBL. Travis woke up the next morning, he had 4 members. Himself and the other and 3 commissioners.
People did that.
He
man.
woke up the next day and said, what the fuck, what happened to all my members? That was the funniest shit I've ever seen on GTA. Now, over the months and the years, they eventually got like maybe 300, 400 members back. I guess he was adding everybody back that he could, but they never had 1,000 members again. And then Savage was so butthurt about it that he left crew and he left it with this dude FGMTR, and that dude never recovered from that. The dude that's the leader now, he never got active. So that was the ending of RSBL. RSBL was a legendary crew, and RSBL went down because of yours truly, Trapmoney. And that's some shit nobody ever knows. I never told anybody about that, maybe other than Ian Jones. Maybe if I told them.
I always wondered who FGMTR was, man, because they're on my social friend list, and I see their name pop up now. Yeah, I'm like, who the hell is this dude?
Yeah, he never plays. He's the original leader. The original leader was Savage. I got him the fuck up out of here.
The thing with these people with like 1,000 members and even 400 members is you don't even see 95% of them people anyway. Ever. Right. They don't play. Yeah. But it's just the bragging rights in it.
All right.
People used to say like back cabs, 400 members. Wow, man, you got 400 members. Yeah. But like, they didn't. They probably did realize, but we only ever had like about 10 active at a time, sort of thing.
Yeah, it's a lot of dead weight.
Yeah, but it is like that with a lot of crews. And then it came a time like a few years ago when people were like, oh, we need crews that don't have dead weight to make it realistic, so everybody's got to get rid of their dead weight. Shit like that. It's become more refined now, the gangs. But yeah, in the beginning it was all about the numbers, wasn't it?
Sure was. But yeah, that was it, man. That was my favorite moment, man. That was my favorite moment. It'll never change. That's my favorite moment. It was what I did to RSBL. Yeah, man. Stop playing with Trapmoney, man. I will come and get your ass any way I can. That's all I would like to say.
Yeah. I'm just wondering, it's going to be a last episode.
All right, man. Yeah, so that concludes our episode, man. Episode 6. It's a wrap. Y'all tune in for more guest appearances on the Still Slippin' podcast, and we're out, man.